So the next equation is, if stress times resistance equals suffering, stress times that non-judging presence. If we can create a little space for non-judging presence, interrupts the patterning and allows us to evolve. And this is where we're going with it. And it happens in small ways, and it happens in the face of the deepest challenges of our life, that we can learn to interrupt the old patterns. So we'll just reflect a little bit together. If you'd like to close your eyes, it might be helpful, but you don't have to. For many of us, one of the kind of everyday stresses is a sense of too much to do and not enough time. And even if your eyes are closed, if that's one of yours, would you raise your hand so I can just, okay, a lot of us, too much to do and not enough time. So here's what I'd like you to imagine. Imagine that you're perhaps doing errands, and racing through your to-do list while you're doing them, planning the next one, what order to do them in, and that you could pause and witness your mind and body as you're racing around doing errands and doing your planning. You could witness that you could actually kind of like send your awareness to a corner of the car, or corner of the space you're in, and take a look at yourself. And notice the self that's trying to get a million things done and is planning while you're doing it and not feeling the movement of the car, feeling your breath. Just notice how it is that you're in fight, flight, freeze. And in the noticing, imagine how you might come home. Just a little bit. In that moment, instead of racing around doing errands, that you might inhabit your body. Let your senses be awake and be here. That's evolution. If you can do your errands with more presence, that's interfering with fight, flight, freeze. Maybe you're someone that when you clean the kitchen, you race around cleaning the kitchen. You do it really fast to get it done with. Could you witness that and pause and actually wash the dishes more slowly and feel the warmth of the water and the suds? Or maybe in the shower, you take a shower and plan and think and review. Could you witness that? And actually feel the beating, pressure, flow of water on your back and body. Or maybe when you eat fast. Could you slow down? Or when you drive, you always put on the radio. Could you maybe not put on the radio? There's so many ways that if we bear witness, there can be a different choice that brings us more into presence. This is also true in the relational dance. You can open your eyes if you'd like. In our relationships, the way we react to stress then triggers our partners or our children or our parents, and then they react. And so it creates a kind of dance. And that one man was describing, he's got a 5-year-old who's angry, defiant, and so on with him. And when there's time pressure, it just triggers him so much. He raises his voice and he constantly uses threats. He finds he's always using threats to try to control his son's behavior. So that's what he started bearing witness to. And he started bearing witness to how he didn't like himself with his son, which meant that he started not liking his son. He loved his son but didn't like his son. Okay, this is not an unusual one for parents. And so it really motivated him because he started seeing the suffering of his fight, flight, freeze reaction in time pressure situation with his 5-year-old. So when he witnessed that, he knew he needed to breathe more in those moments before he said anything. So his commitment was 3 long, deep breaths. And then he would speak, and the speaking always then came with at least a degree more calm and a degree more respect. Just a small example. This is everyday stress. And yet we can evolve in the midst of it.